Hi, my name is Ashlyn, and I'm on a journey to own a mortgage-free home in the next 5 years. Today, I'm talking about 5 ways that I save money. These aren't things like cutting out coupons or going out to eat less. They're more mindset and self-control based. The first one is the automatic no. We live in a world that's very driven by having the next best thing, going bigger and better with everything that you have. And it's hard to reel it in sometimes. So I've started to incorporate the idea of the automatic no into my life. So what it means is when you see something that you want, maybe an influencer's talking about it, or you're at a grocery store, you want that item, but you weren't planning on purchasing that item before, it's an automatic no. This doesn't mean that you can never have that item, but if you're in a situation where there's pressure, like when you're hungry at a grocery store or you're shopping and there's a salesperson there, then the automatic no is really helpful. Instead of purchasing that item when you're in the heat of the moment and feel that pressure of whatever situation you're in, you can move to our next item, which is the want wait list. Almost everything that we buy is a want, and that's not a bad thing. But it's important to keep track of those wants and be able to reel them in so that they're not controlling us and our spending and our ability to build wealth. So for me, I try not to buy anything within the first 24 hours that I realize that I want it. Removing yourself from that situation where there's a salesperson or you just have found an item in the store and it looks like it's the last one, taking yourself away from that pressure, whether internal or external, usually is all it really takes to realize that you don't actually want that item that bad. Keeping the want on a wait list just means that you're not buying it right now. You get to set the amount of time that it takes for you to really know that you want an item. So if that's 24 hours or 2 weeks or a month, whatever it is. For me, the bigger the purchase, it's better to wait a longer amount of time. The third item is to avoid lifestyle creep. My income right now is not going up, but the cost of things around me really are. And I sometimes find myself using that as an excuse. Lifestyle creep happens when we start to let items in our budget get more and more inflated in the amount that we're allowing, when it's really not necessary for those items to be costing us that much money. So for me, I have a really hard time balancing the things that I think are healthy and actually taste good and the things that are inexpensive. So my food budget goes back and forth between being, bare minimum to being a little bit more inflated. And I like to try and find a happy medium. But it's really easy if I don't watch that budget when my sort of health conscious side of the mind is going. It's really easy to get that budget to just blow up and blow up and blow up. And pretty soon I'm wondering where all the money that I had available to go into savings went. Lifestyle creep could happen in any category. It could happen when you're getting a pay raise. It could happen when inflation is happening. It can happen when you just want to keep up with the Joneses and are trying to appear to have more than you actually can afford. Number 4 is to add friction to your spending. It's way too easy to spend our money these days, and adding a little bit of friction to the system really helps curb the amount of spending you're doing, because sometimes you may not even realize that you're spending. You can create some friction by deleting the store apps off of your phone. So Amazon, Target, Costco, whatever it is that you're spending an unholy amount of money on, it's probably better to remove those apps from your phone. You can also make sure that you're not shopping from an account where your card information is already entered in. Having to put that information in every time adds just a little bit more friction to the transaction and gives you a little bit more time to think about if you actually want this item, because you have to put a little bit more effort into it. Number 5 is to be content with what you have. This is really hard, especially when we are as a culture, we're so ingrained in social media and everybody is always showing off what they have and trying to sell you something. Being content with what you have can take a lot of effort. I think I could do a whole, series of videos on how to be content with what you have when you're trying to meet a financial goal, or you're just trying to spend less, or you just want to be content with where you're at. But I think it comes down to realizing that the physical items that we have really aren't going to bring us the happiness that we're looking for. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you can be content with what you have, or even if you have an item that you think belongs on this list of more mindset, self-control things to save money. I'd love to hear it in the comments. If you liked this video, I think you'll like this video that I have linked on the screen right now, and I will see you again next week for another video. Bye!